स्पॉटलाइट में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं आपकी होस्ट अमीता। Join me weekly as I talk to guests who will share their success stories and inspire us. आज हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में है एक entrepreneur, a visual artist and a community leader who was one of the top 25 Canadian immigrant awardees in 2008. She is making South Asians proud by making her mark in the mainstream culture. Welcome to Spotlight, Miss Anu VITTAL.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to be here.
It's exciting, Anu, and congratulations on your position as the Executive Director for the Mississauga Arts Council.
Yes, it's something that's been a passion for all of my life, and it feels very humbling to be in a position for an organization that's 33 years old.
Wow.
And to be able to create a legacy of arts for the community. So as much as it's a position that requires a lot of putting together in terms of programming and a lot of hard work, I also believe it's an opportunity to really give back to community. So that makes me feel very special.
Sure.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sure you're an asset to them क्योंकि आप बहुत कुछ करते हैं. Like we'll be coming back to what all you do. पर उससे पहले हमें बताइए कि आपका पालन कहाँ पर हुआ, like आपकी schooling वगैरह कहाँ पर हुआ?
So I was born in Bangalore in India, and most of my schooling was in different parts of India because my dad was a doctor. And we traveled, and I think that was a great opportunity to learn different cultures because, as you know, India is a land of diversity in itself. It's got 27 different states, different languages, different food, different ways of dressing, and different music and art. So I was rather unconventional in my style of thinking, I think, from a very young age. I actually left home at the age of 19.
Wow.
I did traditionally want to be a doctor. At that time when I was studying, pretty much the options were either a doctor or an engineer.
True.
And most of my dreams I thought would never be a reality, but I did eventually go into business in my studies, and then at the age of 19 I left home to really seek new pastures. I did travel and work in different countries and did sort of extended my career in the business field, which I thought was great, but the passion kept drawing out, and somewhere along the way as a child I always painted. And at Dubai, when I was working, I always felt that as an adult, how can I become more of a multi-dimensional person? I don't want to just exist, I want to live, and I want to give back. So that's when art came into the picture.
So many interesting facts you brought up, but the very first one I wanted to ask you, you left home at 19. That's kind of unheard of in the South Asian culture. Did you have some challenges, like very parent supportive?
Well, I guess it wasn't very easy for my parents, though my father always from a young age made sure that I was independent. I had my own bike. I actually went to the bank when I was 11 and I started transacting things for my dad, and it gave me that opportunity to really go out there, make your mistakes, learn from the real world. And in the kitchen too, my mom would help, ask me to help to cook or to learn the traditional way of living from the balance that you get sort of doing different things, being more of a bold woman, as well as being able to manage the traditional side, which is also important to be able to bring culture to the future and to our next generation. So it wasn't easy for my parents. I was a bit of a very strong-headed person. I don't think that's changed very much, but
it almost sounds like they were also role models, because you hear about maybe South Asian parents not sometimes supporting their kids and what they want to do and force them to. For example, if it was a traditional family, they would say, Anu, you have to be a doctor and that's it. But they, I guess, let you explore the world through your own means.
Well, not being a doctor was my decision at one point. I made that choice. I went into business also because I felt that that was something that I would be good at. Okay. And if you want to really get independent at a young age, at the age of 19, you need to learn how to make your own money. So that's very important. It's not that my parents were supporting me, not that I didn't want their support, I just really wanted to do this on my own.
And now you have also your own business, like you were saying, VITTAL Consulting, is that right?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about that.
When I first became an entrepreneur, it was about 20 years ago, to be honest. It was very different kinds of businesses that I did. One of them especially being garments, designing clothes, and having them made by a tailor so that they would be perfect and unique and different, almost like designer outfits. And that was when I was 16 years old.
And I can see it. You have an amazing taste, like it's unique.
And then along the way, I really went back to my professional career, which I believe gave me the foundation to do what I wanted to do. And when I first came to Canada, I felt that as a newcomer, would I be able to get the job that would match my skills? For various reasons. There were challenges for people coming from outside into Canada, and many people said, oh, you may not get the job to match your skills. I was already at a high level in my career. So I said, you know, that's fine. I'm in a new country. Maybe I can give back through a business opportunity. So that's when I first opened my business, the Beanbag Factory, which eventually became very successful. The way that I marketed the brand and the product is what made its position in the market sort of unique and different. We worked with children with autism. We worked with sick kids. We worked with people who had cancer. Many people don't realize, but beanbag chairs have an extremely comforting, if they're well designed, extremely comforting and relaxing feeling to the human body. So I guess that was one of the successes. And then AVC came about when I sold the Beanbag Factory very successfully in 2011. We sold it to a subsidiary of a very big firm here in Canada. And then I thought, that's it. I'm just going to do Eat, Pray, Love. I've worked, I've had a career, I've done business. It's been successful. I sold it. What do you do next? And then really, I think it was more of a chance that came into my life. And AVC is a company that I named after my father. His name was VITTAL. And I felt that if I could do something where I could give back what I have learned and gained in terms of experience. So as a marketing firm, we take care of outside businesses from other parts of the world who want to open markets in North America. And so far, we've really specialized in the travel industry. But AVC as a marketing and a PR firm can do work with any kind of industry, whether it's technology-based, agriculture-based, or art. So
amazing. So we have been talking about how you are a thinker, a planner, you have put your own business together, but beyond that, you're so creative. We have already heard about you designing, and I know you're a visual artist. Aapka kaam ko recognition mila hai in Canada, in Dubai. I myself have visited your gallery, and I know your work is unique. So tell the viewers a little bit about that visual artist in you.
The visual artist in me existed pretty much from when I was maybe 5 years old. I've always, since I've known my life, painted, and I think that gives me first great joy, and then it gives great joy to the people, my parents, my friends, my colleagues. And so it's one of the ways I feel art is able to communicate and connect on a single platform, the whole world and every culture. And it doesn't need to have a voice in any way. It's really what you feel inside. It's supposed to awaken that kind of a feeling in terms of bringing people together through a common platform. My kind of art is abstract, and it's also expressionist. So that's very similar to Kandinsky, and who's one of my favorite painters besides Picasso. The one thing I realized, and something that Picasso often said, was the purpose of life is to find your meaning through art and then to give it away. So if you can all do that, and I think every one of us is an artist, we all painted, we all sang as young people, and somewhere, somehow, you have to dig down deep and find that. So.
Nice. I also know you do poetry. Does that come from the same drive or from the same place where you are a visual artist?
I think so, because I feel like one of the easiest ways to express myself, whether it's joy or pain, which is an equal part of life, is through writing, or through writing poetry or painting. And a lot of times people will see that and be able to find that within themselves when they look at my paintings or my poetry. And sometimes I combine the two so that it adds another dimension to the static visual art piece. So
very interesting combination though, like a consultant and finding this creative side in you. Tell us a little bit about, say you want to have a piece of visual art, like you want to create. Does it come on the spur of the moment, or you plan it out because you have that planner in you who is the consultant? But what about the visual artist? Is it planned, or it comes at the spur of the moment?
No, art has to come from within. It has to be your own inner passion that flows onto canvas. So for me, it's really my thoughts, my feelings, what I've learned when I've met people or what I've experienced that comes onto the canvas. There are times when you are given a commission, and that means you have to create more or less what the client would like you to create. But I know that most of my clients would be more limited in their requests, as in letting my artistic inner spirit come out on the canvas. I did do a piece for Lisa Ray, and it was commissioned as in really being able to showcase who she is as a person, and I was just given one sentence. And I had to work with that one sentence and create the whole painting, and at the end of it, she loved it. So that's what makes me feel good as an artist, to be able to create and to give back.
Very well said, and wow, that's amazing. So it does come from within you eventually. So tell our viewers where we can find some of your artwork.
So on our website, anaffairwithart.com. The reason we named it anaffairwithart.com is because really, whenever you see art or you're with art, whether it's music, dance, theater, visual arts, it has to spark the inner child, and it does. A lot of people don't know about it or haven't realized it, but there are a lot of people who do. They come to the studio, they have this amazing sense of well-being or feeling happy, and it's very simple. It's just awakening of the inner child. And any psychologist will actually tell you that that fact is that child exists in our lives from the age of probably 0 to when we pass away from this world. But to be able to get in touch with it, really there are things everyone can do, from meditation to painting a picture, singing a song, or just going and being a part of art, that itself. So we want everyone to find their inner child, have an affair with art, and feel themselves come alive.
Love it. The name is awesome. And yeah, it's true, to each its own. Like, you just have to find your niche, what works for you, to release that inner child. Amazing. This is so inspiring talking to you today. There are different sides of you, and you're using all parts of your brain. It sounds like it. And coming to the fact that, so as a result now, we are proud of you that you're part of the Mississauga Arts Council, and like I was saying, it's an asset to have you on the council. Tell us what drives you to be part of such non-profit organizations, because Mississauga Arts Council is not the first one you have been part of.
Correct. When I first came to Canada, I have to go back to that again. I always believed the way to connect to community and to people was through your own passion, which is art. And I didn't know a single person when I came here. I had 2 suitcases and I had to find somewhere to live. The only place I knew was the immigration office on Yonge and St. Clair, which is 55 St. Clair Street East. I still remember, because that's the only thing I knew. And that's when I realized I have to take a step forward. Let me do it through art. And as I progressed along the way, I volunteered and volunteered many hours to many organizations: Sampradaya Dance Creations, CCAI, which puts the Mosaic Festival, Access Employment, and always been involved in the arts. And when the opportunity came to become the director for the Mississauga Arts Council, which is a 33-year-old organization, I thought this was really the icing on the cake. And so I'm very lucky, I'm very happy to be a part of it.
Wow. You do a lot, but you still take time to give tips to your followers. And I'm one of your followers on living life inside out and right side up. Tell us what that is all about.
Well, to be able to give back and do all the things you do and manage your time well, you have to be fit, both mentally and physically. For me, it's all about living life inside out, right side up. And that's the philosophy I've always followed since I was 14. I believe that working out is not an option. It's really something that should be a part of your life, whether it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour, whatever your body needs, whatever you feel you need. But putting that kind of a discipline into your life for your mind, your body, is very, very important. And you will see that when someone walks into a room, when they're fit, when they're having a smile on their face, when they're feeling good, it automatically creates a good impression, a good vibration, and that's very true because you're feeling good from inside out. So I try to give people tips on the kind of foods they can eat, the kind of workouts they can do. I mean, there are some things as simple as 10 minutes 3 times a day. I mean, if people tell me they don't have time to do that, I always ask them, do you have time to eat? So just before you eat, could you not do something? Just to make yourself good. If you have time to eat, you have time to exercise. And this is really an investment into who you are as a human being, I think, and that is an opportunity we all have that we should really invest in to becoming better people from inside out, so that we can give back more to humanity, more to ourselves, and overall a more joyful experience.
Yeah, I love the fact that you brought up, the analogy you brought up, like, do you have time to wake up, brush your teeth, then you can do this as well. So, Anu, like I said, I'm still in awe कि आप इतना सब कुछ करते हैं, and now through the Mississauga Arts Council, all your talents and all your skills and all your experience is going to come through and help the general public. Tell us what exciting things we can look forward to from the Mississauga Arts Council now that you're Executive Director.
The Mississauga Arts Council is a 33-year-old organization. We very lovingly call Mississauga Arts Council as MAC. MAC is something that really gives back to the community in promoting, inspiring and engaging. And through art, we're able to bring people together on the same platform. This year, what we want to do is across all diverse cultures, balancing every discipline of the arts, that is music, dance, theater, literary works, film, bring to the main stage at the Celebration Square on the 19th of September a beautiful art festival. And that fulfills the need for art in the community. It's a free festival. Every single art form, every single artist from different cultures will be represented. And coming very much earlier than that, on May 7th, is the Mardi Awards, which is like the Oscars of the arts world. It's the 21st year for us, and we are also adding a conference element to it, and this will be at the Living Arts Center. So we feel that what we are given as a mandate, we are able to fulfill to the maximum through these two particular new endeavors, plus there are also other signature and accessory events that we continuously do in the community, at hospitals, universities, schools, community centers, and this is really a way of giving back, connecting, engaging, and inspiring the community through art.
Hats off to you, love it. Where can the viewers look for more information on those events coming up?
So if you go to MississaugaArtsCouncil.com and check into our website, it'll give you a full update on the different kinds of events. It'll give you an opportunity to market yourself as an artist, and at the same time, if you would love to become a member and donate, it'll go a long way in being a part of creating a legacy for the arts.
There you have it. आप कभी भी collaborate करते हैं आपके husband के साथ, like on the art, or you, like you said, you're unique, he's unique in his work?
Very unique, actually. He's a figurative style abstract painter, and I am. The way we paint is also different. The way we think is also different. So I haven't yet done any major collection or piece, but it's almost interesting you asked that question. We are thinking of doing something. It's going to be a fairly unique project. I don't think it's been ever done before. We did work on it the last few weeks. So you will see that very shortly in probably the next 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
So we will reveal this collaboration together.
Wow.
But we're also working on a book which is called Beyond Black and White. It's the sketches that he made for which I was his inspiration, and the poetry I wrote for which he was the inspiration.
Nice.
So it's a coffee table book. It's about bringing couples together. It's about making you realize your inner child, and it's about sharing art with the people.
Wow, you are an all-rounder, and talking to you is so peaceful, like, because it sounds like you are somebody who has understood life for its true meaning, like, you know, keeping it simple, living in the moment. I have to ask you though, does Anu get some time to chill?
Well, I'm a great multitasker. I actually enjoy it very much. I mean, even when I'm Facebooking, which is important to do, but I do know how much time it takes. I'm actually usually on a stationary bicycle or on my treadmill while I'm viewing, and I can, you know, get down there and put a comment or a like, which doesn't take too much. If I am running with my legs, I can still use my hands. But I do like to relax. I do meditate, which I do believe is important. The other things I like to do is cooking, which is one of my favorite passions, to create something different. It's very relaxing for me to do that. But I really don't watch TV because I don't believe in encouraging other people's thoughts into my life. I choose what I'd like to watch. So maybe a little bit of programs that sort of help me learn more and improve me as a person, make me a better version of myself. Those would be the kind of programs that I would tend to watch. But those would be the things I would relax. And reading, I love reading. Again, reading or learning something that's passionate to you, that I can learn, become a better version of myself, and give back through living life inside out or through art. Those would be the things I will seek when I'm wanting to relax.
Amazing. A lifelong learner and creating along the way, giving us new stuff, serving not only the public, but serving everybody. Humanity, there you go. Love it, Anu. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us.
It's a pleasure. I really appreciate it. Dhanyavad.
And we are very proud of you, wishing you all the best. And for more information, we can go to anuvittal.com, ANUVITTAL.com. Thank you, Anu, and all the best. तो ये थी मिस अनु विट्टल, जिन्होंने हमें आज सिखाया है कि सक्सेस इज नॉट बियॉन्ड आवर रीच if we follow our passions and work hard towards our goal. Well, that is a wrap for this week. This is Amitha signing off for this week, but we will continue to bring you guests who will share their success stories and inspire us. So follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and I would love to hear from you. So write to me at vjamithaspotlight@gmail.com. Until next time, I would encourage you to create a purpose in life by following your passion.